What's up, guys? I'm Adrian from adoriani.com. I hope you are doing great as I am. And today we are going to talk about the 3 essential EQ mixing techniques. By now, you may know that one of the most important tools that you can use in your mixes is the equalizer. There are lots of ways of using an EQ for improving your mixes. However, today I'm going to talk about 3 of the essential EQ techniques. First of all, let's get something straight. You don't need any magical EQ for this. You only need to use the default EQ in your digital audio workstation, and you'll be set to go. So, when I have a mixing session and I begin equalizing, one of the first things I do is to clean up the tracks using a high or a low pass filter. Most of the times I'm using high pass filters to clean up the low frequencies I don't need in the mix. For start, I'm listening to each track and I'm cutting the low frequencies until I hear a change in the track. Then I go back a little. Let me show you how on some tracks. If there is a volume change, I add a little volume using the makeup gain. Another technique I use is the search for bad frequencies. In order to do that, set the gain of the band EQ you are working with to the maximum. Then set the Q value to affect as few frequencies as possible. Then begin searching for the nasty frequencies, and when you find them, cut the gain to -3-5 dBs. But don't be technical. Listen closely while you're doing these EQ moves. After you cut the frequency of one band, you can continue searching with the use of other EQ bands. You can also affect the Q value. Don't be afraid to experiment. The third essential EQ technique is to cut rather than add frequencies. Whenever you can, avoid boosting frequencies, because most of the time you'll add noise and frequencies that are not there or are making things worse in the long run. Think about it this way. Whenever you feel that you need highs on your track, try to cut some low frequencies. If you want to hear more mids on the piano track or whatever, try cutting some mids from the guitar track. This way you are making more room for your instruments and more space for your mix. Don't be afraid on how the EQ looks. If it sounds right, move on. One last thing I want to add quickly, you can use these EQ techniques while listening to individual tracks in your mix. However, after you clean up the tracks, you should listen to tracks in the entire mix already, and you can continue cleaning them up further while listening to the entire mix. I hope you liked this video, so stop by adoriani.com and say hello to us. Subscribe, give us a like, and leave some comments below about your essential EQ mixing techniques. Until next time, stay cool and make great music.